Hi, everybody. No, we're not going to do that.
I'm so sorry. Give me one quick second. I'm so sorry. What the hell?
Well, while Ray is figuring out her technical difficulties and we wait on Clutch, let me go ahead and introduce myself. Welcome, everybody, to Let Me Talk Pod, the show where we talk about pop culture, wrestling, and all things in between. I'm your host for today, CM Pet. We'll go through introductions a little bit later on once everybody gets on. But how y'all doing out there? Hope you guys are joining the podcast and tuning in live as we review Money in the Bank. We share our thoughts, our comments, and we're also going to be talking about the elephant in the room, the R-Truth Ron Killing's return to WWE. I'm excited to talk about it. I know everybody else is. Oh, speaking of which, we have joining me today
Sorry
the
about.
lovely Ray Day with the AK, aka Nugget McGee,
What that got to do with anything?
aka the Brittle Bone Betty, as we call her.
Brittle bone
That's my new nickname for all the women who don't take their iron. I've already told my wife that.
That is rude. That is
Fact.
extremely rude. You don't know if I take my vitamins every morning.
Flintstones vitamins.
No, even though those were probably like the best ones you could have growing up, though
I eat
they
them
were
things
top
like
notch.
I eat them things like candy. Unfortunately, I think I might have overdosed
That's why your ass so goddamn tall.
because I took Flintstone vitamins. Weren't they short?
Really,
Listen,
like I feel like the Flintstones had everything: the iron, the calcium, vitamin A, B, C, D12, B12, B13.
I just remember the commercial. 10 million strong and growing. Jingles. They don't do those anymore.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, respectfully.
Oh, sorry. I forgot you wasn't born in the 1900s.
First, how young do you think I look? Ew. Let me stop.
But yeah, let's get it started.
Let's
Any
get it started.
fuckums? I've got a couple.
I got a few fuckums. What it was? Oh my gosh. I think my first fuckum. Hold on. Is it me? I'm gonna have to go off. That's motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck's going on my Wi-Fi, where I keep like every goddamn 5 seconds. I guess I might have to go camless today. It's okay. I don't. That's not. It's not really a fuckum. But if my nail tech can answer me, she might be on vacay or something. But I'm like, Lord Jesus, it's been so long. I need a new set. I'm like,
Hasn't it
don't
been
look at
like
my
3
hands.
weeks?
Like I'm trying to hide the finger. No, I still haven't gotten my other ones off yet. Well, I haven't gotten my fill yet. They're so long now, though. Like they're growing, like a lot. So it's
Well, it's
kind of
always
just
good
like,
to have them grow naturally.
yes, and that's the one good thing about my nail tech is like when it comes to like making your natural nails grow, she can definitely do that. But I need my new nail set. So hopefully she responds back. Cause I'm like, girl, if I don't get them done soon, I'm gonna have to chop these bad boys off, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to start all over. I definitely have fuckums today. And oh wait, I wrote them down.
Oh, she got a list.
Yo, to the weird ass men talking about Vanessa Bryant. So there's a rumor that she got pregnant, right?
Hmm.
And they
I
had
heard
the
that.
audacity to say it's like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like she's moving on too soon. Like, someone's like, Kobe just passed away, and like she needs to be focusing on the kids. It's been 5 fucking years. 5 years since she lost her husband and her child. And if she decides to get with another person and have a child, she has every right to do so. But the idea that you're saying that you're acting like he died yesterday, she with a new person today. Like it's what like how long do y'all expect women to hold on and like mourn? You have no idea who. Okay, it's not true, right? that was not true. But let's say if it was true, how long is she supposed to wait and mourn the relationship that she had and mourn her lost child and like uphold his legacy? Like y'all weird as shit. You acting like she's hopping on from one guy to another. And it was not true, but for y'all to act like that, that's really fucking weird. And any woman, actually any person who has lost a loved one, right? I know there is not a right time to move on, but if you're okay, if you're healthy, if all the things around you are in a good place, let's say you have kids and they're younger and you want to wait, that is your choice. Now you want to move on sooner than that, that's also your choice, but also make sure that your kids are good or whatever, and it's not some weird, set parent stuff where set parents are assholes. But can we stop making it seem like a woman moving on is like the end of the world, or like she's being disrespectful to the man that she like who passed away? Y'all act really, really weird. Stop it. Hmm. That be making me want to pop y'all, bro. Like y'all 3 years old.
They need more than a pop, and they need a swift punch in the face. And I agree. I, as somebody who was arguably the biggest Kobe Bryant fan in the world, it hurt me a lot when I found out that him and his daughter died. So if it hurt me a lot, and I'm a fan, you can only imagine how it felt to his wife, who not only lost a father and a husband, but she lost a daughter as well. So that's double the grieving process. And it's statistically proven that whenever a breakup or a death or whatever occurs in a relationship, it's usually the men who move on a little bit faster than the women. Women take time to process things. They take time to manage emotions. She does have kids that she has to take care of, so she prioritizes their safety and their needs first. So even if the rumor was true that she got pregnant or she was dating somebody else, that's her business. That's her right. None of us are allowed to judge somebody for grieving. And again, like you said, it's been 5 years. She's not supposed to wait forever. She's supposed to find happiness and she's supposed to move on. And I think Kobe will want that for her.
Exactly. If she's taking it slow, let her take it slow. And she's with someone else and we don't know what's going on. Let that woman move on and grow past it and go on with another person. So be it. Y'all not with her. Y'all have no like relationship with them. You just a fan. Damn.
You know,
I can't think of my words.
there's a phrase that's going on. Well, I don't want to say it's going on because women have probably been saying it for ages. But on threads, the women are asking, "Are the men okay?" And I kind of have to echo that sentiment because a lot of men, I can't even say recently, more and more men are actually showing their asses out on social media. They're acting ridiculous when it comes to who they criticize, policing people's opinions, just being downright creeps. And that kind of leads to my first two fuck ups. So my first fuck up actually goes to the men who are being weird, creepy wrestling fans. There's actually a couple of stories that just got put out over the past week, and to have it be a couple of stories in just a week just shows the severity of it. I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but if we didn't, Roxanne Perez's her information was pretty much doxed. Her phone number, her real name, her address, and a whole entire website was created by a fan that the username said, "Is Roxanne Perez dead?" Some of y'all take this likelihood of like being wrestling fans way too far, and it's getting to the point where it's even reported that she had armed security with her at a meet and greet recently. And for that to have to happen, it's really, really it's telling about how serious wrestling fans sometimes take this craft. Like we often get in our debates with wrestling with each other, but it's nothing malicious or it's nothing intent. We don't take it seriously. We don't think wrestling is real. These are athletes who do what they do best, and that's attempt to entertain us. But Past that fandom, nobody should be out here trying to stalk anybody or find anybody's addresses or anything like that. The second incident that happened was I forgot her name and I gotta research it, but it was a young lady who was in AEW, and she sent out a tweet because a fan found out where she was staying at and sent flowers to her room, and she never told the fan where she was staying at, what her name was, or
Mhm.
anything. And she tweeted that it's really creepy that you guys are sending me flowers and gifts and in a place where I'm supposed to feel safe. And while yeah, there have been a couple of instances, rare instances where it's a woman doing it, it's a majority or mostly the men doing it. And you guys don't respect boundaries, and you're being creeps out there. So that's my first fuck 'em for the day. The second fuck 'em, and it goes to men also. I understand 100% the importance of mental health in the male community. I definitely think there's a male loneliness epidemic. I think we as men have to do our part in having these conversations with each other, and just building a sense of community. But there are some, and I've seen some, so it's not a lot, but there's some men out there who are actually doing the same thing that most white supremacists do. Why is it that we have a Pride Month, but we don't have any awareness on mental health? You could easily make a discussion about men's mental health. You could easily bring
Oh
it to the
my
forefront, but they don't.
gosh.
They don't bring these conversations up. They don't mention men's mental health. Most of them didn't even know there was a men's mental health month until people started talking about Pride Month. And like I said, it's not to say that we shouldn't discuss men's mental health, but it shouldn't be well, why is this happening when that's not happening? It's like the white people whenever they say a Black History Month and they go, "Oh, where's the white appreciation month?" You mean the other 11 days, 11 months of the year, including our month that has the shortest month? Or they'll go,
Mhm.
"Oh, there's a Pride Month, but we don't have any appreciation for veterans. There's Memorial Day, there's Veterans Appreciation Month, there's Veterans Day. We celebrate the troops and honor them every single chance that we get." But it always seems like anytime an indigenous group or an LGBTQ group or minority group gets some type of celebration, someone tries to, I guess, overlook that with another cause that they don't even care about. And this time, unfortunately, it's men
Exactly.
arguing about men's mental health. You want to talk about men's mental health? Let's have a conversation about it. I open my platforms to anybody who wants to talk about it. But unfortunately, when I did open my platform for people to talk about men's mental health, all they did was blame women nonstop. And if you're not
Yeah, that's funny. I'm sorry.
well, no, you're fine. And I can't take away from anybody's personal experience, but from some of the questions and some of the concerns they brought up, it had nothing to do with them. Like, I'll give you one example. So I'll actually give you two. So there was this young man who I had a conversation with on my Threads account. We were talking about how it's important for Black men to realize that red pill mentalities won't benefit them. And I mentioned that it can cause you to lose your family, it can cause you to lose respect amongst yourself, your peers, the support of Black women. And he mentioned, well, he's never had that support at all. Didn't mention that he was red pill, none of that stuff. He just mentioned he never had that support. So I'm like, all right, let's have a deeper conversation. I asked him, what does he mean he's never felt that support? And he revealed, without saying too much trauma, that he's always felt abused and used by family members since he was a young kid. He had problems with his mom, uh, and different things like that. And it's kind of like warped his perception because if he doesn't have family who supports him, and he got sent off at a young age for being his own, then how can anybody support him? And he was also an autistic adult, so he had a hard time really grasping that. And so, we're having like conversations now to kind of talk, but that's what I mean when I say we need to open up the gates to have these conversations in a mature manner. And there was a second person who, I had sort of a same similar conversation, and I asked him what was his issues. His first issue, oh, my cousin dated this girl in high school one time, and he did everything for her. He was a good guy, and she cheated on him with a hood nigga. First of all, they're like 30 years old. Unfortunately, girls make dumb mistakes at a young age, but that's not to say that you should have a whole perception of them just off of one instance, and vice versa for women also. But he kept going on and on about his cousin, his cousin. And this man is like in his 30s. One, it affected your cousin. Two, it had nothing to do with you, but you just wanted to make constant excuses on, oh, red pill behavior is here because we don't like when women do this and women do that. But what about your mental health? What does that have to do with a woman? And they can't answer those questions. So yeah, I kind of went off on a long tangent about that, but just bottom line, men, focus on your mental health, but blaming women for your problems isn't going to solve anything. If anything, it's just going to further alleviate that you're really not for us. But that's it. Those are my fuckums.
I just remembered one of my fuckums.
Mhm.
This goes out to like a lot of like white women. So everyone knows that Donald Trump and Elon Musk had a whole falling out,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of black women, a lot of gay men and women, a lot of black trans people, just a lot of different groups were saying the girls are fighting. And you would this is also on Threads, and I'm starting to not like Threads at this point. But black women, gay black men, gay black women are saying the girls are fighting, and all these white women are on an uproar and like, you guys shouldn't say that it's the girls fighting. That puts a negative connotation on girls and da 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 da. And we're like, babes, you're not part of the club, so you don't understand what's going on here. Don't try to police me and what I'm saying when you don't understand what it means. Mind your business. Disrespectfully. And it's always like, instead of like doing, because I was like, I don't get what was such a big deal about it. I'm like, am I missing something? And I'm like, oh, you're a white cis woman, so of course you don't understand what this means, and you probably don't have any black people in your life, so of course you don't understand what that saying means. But you're trying to police us on what we're saying when you need to be policing your brother, your husband, your cousin, the white men in your life to do better. Don't worry about this section over here. Okay. Mm-mm. But yeah, that just annoyed me. I'm like, y'all are in. But there were some, white girlies who did stand up and got them all together. I liked watching that. I did laugh at some because they did get them like real quick. They're like, "How are you gonna hate? You not even a part of the club. Stay over here, Karen. Okay, with the raisin potato salad." I was like, you know what? You got that one. I'm proud of you for standing up. But yeah, if you don't understand what's going on, and if you don't see that you're a part of the conversation, stay out the conversation. Thank you. That's all.
And those are usually the worst ones. It's the ones that have no idea about the conversation, don't understand our lingo or our dialect or our AAV, and they want to police us on how we talk. And then the apology is
Yes,
never as loud as the disrespect, unfortunately. But yeah,
exactly. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Mm. That's all I
but yeah,
had for my fuckums.
but yeah. Those are our two fuckums. Let's go ahead and introduce our other teammate to the podcast, the number one Knicks fan, the man with the best candles in the world. Still waiting on my candles, but you know what? We're still gonna hype him up because the good brother's gonna give y'all the best candles in the world. Candle Clutch Uso, aka I love you solo. After this weekend, it's I hate you solo, but Clutch, welcome to the squad. Welcome to the pod. Any fuckings for the week?
Actually, no, no. I haven't had any fuckums. I just actually have a shout out. My brother had and his girlfriend had a beautiful baby girl that's healthy. So
Congratulations.
I haven't had no fuckums for the past 7 days. Even the kids
Congratulations.
at work. Thank you, thank you. I haven't had no fuckums for the past 7 days, which is a record for me. So honestly, this has been a chill week. I got like 10 days left of school, so I'm chilling and I'm cruising right now. We having a good week, good week so far. So no fuckums, no fuckums.
Let's
And if
not
I
go.
do have one, I'm probably gonna end up saving it for later. I'm trying to have more of a relaxed mindset right about now.
Well, let's knock on wood so the rest of that week remains good.
The rest of the
And we'll
month,
keep
you mean the
the
month?
month. Yeah,
The
we got
month.
10 days.
The
Got
week will
10
be
days,
okay.
man.
It's the month. It's the month that we got to get through. But other than that, Everything is good. I can't complain. That's why I've been a little quiet lately, but I've been good though. So yes, as for your candles, I apologize. It's just been hectic with the school year. So I just ordered some more stuff. I'm actually gonna make y'all some sprays with it too. I've been getting into the sprays. I don't know if I told y'all. So along with the candles, I'm gonna send y'all a linen spray with it.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I got you. And next time, tell me when you're in New York too, because if I would have known, I would just send some back with you.
I'm probably gonna be back end of August once I drop my son off at school, but I'll definitely let you know.
I'll probably send it to you before then. They'll be done before then.
All right, bet.
If anything changes, just let me know, and I definitely got you. So I just finished some stuff up. A good sister of mine, she's having her Women's Aligning in Christ event, so she asked me to do some sprays for her church. So I'm gonna do that as well. So we trying to slowly but surely take it up to the next level. That's the goal for the summer.
Now we're gonna help you get there, most definitely.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's talk about money in the bank. I know there's one particular, well, a few moments we want to talk about, but let's talk about the card first. Let's start off with the women's Money in the Bank match. What are your thoughts? Did you like the outcome? Any good spots? Any bad spots? Clutch, since you just joined us, let's hear your thoughts.
The right person won. The right person won. I don't think, other than anybody but Rhea, I would have been okay with, but the right person won that match. So for Naomi to have, and I love what Big E said to her after that, basically vindicating, telling you went through all of this and you stood strong in what you did. So shout out to Big E. But that match was fun. I enjoyed it. I love how the crowd did the whole thing when Stephanie does the devil's kiss. That shit had me rolling.
Mm-hmm.
It had me rolling. I'm sorry. It had me rolling because then low key I found myself doing it. Because to me, Booker T is probably the most funniest man on commentary right about now, just based on some of the things he says and do. But that shit had me rolling when I heard the crowd doing it. But no, I enjoyed the match. It was fun. It's a great way to start Money in the Bank. And Naomi won, so we're gonna see what she does with it. Hopefully this this Naomi we get is actually her best one. And we'll see where it goes from that. We'll see where it goes.
Solid. What about you, Ray? What did you think about the event? Well, the match.
Eh. I'm glad Naomi won. I wasn't a big fan of the match. I felt like, I'm not gonna say it, but the match was okay in my opinion. I'm glad Naomi won. It was either, it's in my opinion, either Naomi or Alexa Bliss should have won. Those are the only two acceptable ones in my opinion. Um, I'm hoping, because she said she's gonna have a Tiffany, that she has like a good title run.
Oh, boy.
Because at this point, I don't like the idea of her winning Money in the Bank, getting the belt, and like losing it within like 2-3 weeks or whatever. To most likely Jade, and if Jade gets that belt anytime soon, I'm a riot. I don't care what anyone says. Jade ain't ready for the belt.
I agree about Jade. I don't think she's going to win the belt just yet. I mean, unless they want to have Naomi and Jade give the Seth Rollins and Cody treatment where, like, no matter how many times they fight, one person always wins. I don't think they're going to have her take the belt.
Well,
I think they're probably going to save her for
I don't know. We're getting a lot of repeats though.
That's assuming if she does indeed actually stay on
We got
SmackDown.
Zelina versus Chelsea Green about 45 times. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my other fucking WWE. Why do y'all have the same matches every single week? Like, how many times do we have to see Selena and Chelsea fight? How many times do we have to see Jey Uso and Gunther fight? How many damn times are we going to see Jade and Naomi fight? Like, switch it up.
I could actually answer that first one. Maybe not so much as Jay and Gunther, but I don't think other than Charlotte, SmackDown really has another heel on there other than Chelsea. I can't think of somebody else that's on there.
It seems like, because I was actually watching a documentary earlier today about the WWE in the 90s and 2000s. And it seems like every single time they go through like a really good boom with like their talent, they always come up with like a low period where they don't have many good heels.
I'm lying. I'm sorry. I take it back. She's about to start with Julia. I'm bugging. Julia, she beat Piper, unless it's gonna be a triple threat. I don't know, but she beat Piper after Julia cracked her with the kendo stick, and then attacked her after. So I forgot. Yeah, Julia got called up. So that's might be something different. But for Jay and Gunther, I don't know why they running this back for. Honestly, they could have left that alone, but I digress.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. All right. Next match up, Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr.
The greatest luchador in the world, Dominic Mysterio. I'll let you start. I just had to get that out.
I was just gonna say, I liked the match for what it was. On one hand, I can kind of see like I didn't really think it was the purpose of having Octagon called out just to have him lose, but on the other hand, there are a lot of people who don't even know who Octagon Jr. is, let alone anybody from AAA. So for him to get a high-profile match with Dom of all people, and actually both of them look good in the match, really says a lot. I definitely think they're going to use him a little bit more in the future.
I think for that weekend, it was an introductory weekend. I don't really want to judge because I didn't get to watch the AAA event, so I'm going to look back at that. But I'm thinking about it now. It's not like with New Japan, where I think the U.S. fan base is a little bit more familiar with them opposed to AAA. I think AAA is probably one of those. Actually, they are one of those promotions where you have to really, really be that die-hard wrestling fan to know what's going on in AAA. Because I'm pretty sure some of them had that merger with Lucha Underground. So I think this weekend was more of an introductory weekend for them in terms of putting them in front of a broader audience than what they're accustomed to. Again, I'm not sure because, again, I don't know where normally to watch AAA. I know of it. I know there's certain people from there, but I don't know just about everybody. So I think that was a showcase for them. So I can't, or I just rather won't just give them that like yay and nay yet. I want to see how they go along with that. I just hope they don't. It's not like a Ring of Honor situation where you bought it but you don't do nothing with it, or you just have it sporadically on. You just have it sporadically, just here, then next thing you know. So I think that's a right step to just showcase them on a broader pay-per-view like Money in the Bank, and having them against Dominic Mysterio where he can sit there and showcase that heritage that they have. I don't think that was the worst thing in the world for them. And of course, Dom was going to win because he's the greatest Mysterio of all time. There will be no Dom slander here.
None at all.
So, yeah. So, shouts out to Dom too. He actually came a long way. He's been doing this longer than anybody since 8 years old. 8 years old.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not a fan of AAA because I really don't follow that much of the promotion. Like I try my best to stick with like AEW, WWE, and TNA, and I've been trying to get more into other promotions. But that was like my first time actually watching a AAA pay-per-view in full, and I was impressed. A lot of great matches, a great reintroduction to some people to the Lucha Libre style. And there were actually a couple of wrestlers that I looked at. I was like, okay, well, they've got my eye. Like Mr. Iguana. Crowd loved him. I've never been entertained by someone who actually has a toy iguana beating it up. But I would definitely, advise you guys to check out that event if you haven't. And I hope I'm not butchering his name. Vikingo? He fought Chad Gable. Vikingo, yeah. Impressed me as well. Really good athlete.
I heard that was a great match. I heard was one of the best ones in the card. The last two matches were the best ones that I've heard. So I'm gonna, like I said, sometime maybe. They got a field trip tomorrow. So yeah, I think tomorrow while I'm on that bus, I might try to catch it. And then when I get back, I'll see if I get the remaining of it. But I heard the last two matches were really good.
It's almost disappointing that they stuck Chad Gable with this El Grande Americano gimmick because by himself, Chad Gable can get over. They just need to pull the trigger with him. Ray, what about you? What did you think about the Dom match?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have
Yeah, we can hear you.
like having technical problems. Um, it was okay. I'm still. I more have more critique for Dominic, but I'm gonna give him one little finger clap. You guys can't see it, but that's all he got. The little boop.
Said a boot. That's crazy.
That's all he
You're a
gets.
tough critic, bro. Yeah.
I stand by what I said, and I said what I
Oh
said.
boy.
See a little boop. That's all he gets. It was okay. I think foul. That was right after the women's match, correct?
Yeah,
Am
that
I?
was the second match on the card.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably the best
Mhm.
one to have to follow, in my opinion. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll give you something. Boop. That's it.
Diabolical.
I'm gonna predict when Dom makes his
Dom, she
face
don't.
turn, she gonna be the biggest face of Dominic Mysterio. Watch.
Dom, she don't
If
mean
I
it.
could get
Y'all both
Dom
have
by
something.
himself, standing 10 tones down with no help or no like weird villain arc and shit, I might be the biggest fan. I might be. Right now, I don't like the character. I don't like a lot of the heels are around right now. So I'm just being honest.
I think one of Dom's issues is, and this is probably something that a lot of old school fans would know, and I'm sure I think Duck talked about it a couple of weeks ago or so, is that they're trying their best to like bring out the fact that he's quote unquote Eddie Guerrero's son. So a lot of his mannerisms, his behavior, his characters are going to resemble that. Eddie was Latino Heat, where him and China were a thing, and that was his mamacita. And they're taking it like 6 levels too far now. First, his Dom and Rhea, and then his Dom and Liv, and now Dom and Roxanne. And I don't know what direction they're going to go with that. Like,
They're gonna add
That's a lot.
somebody else. They're gonna keep it going until they have nothing left to give him. I don't feel like
Oh
they
boy.
I don't feel like they trust him or they believe enough in him to stand completely on his own yet. And I think that's where they're going to fail him.
I think
Oh
they.
man.
I agree. I also think they're kind of trying to tap into their male fan base of the wrestling fans who are like, oh my god, like he's getting all the girls. If that's him, that could be me too. Like every single week, Roxanne or somebody's bringing him nuggets. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it, but I'm just
That,
saying, what's the end game?
But I think that's also
listen.
a problem that they're having though, is the weird shit keep happening to the women and they keep getting followed and all this shit because y'all keep painting this picture of them like fawning over no tea, no shade, like an average Joe all the time. Not saying he's not a great person, but as his character's just like boring, plain. I'm a little bad guy. Y'all keep playing up this fantasy and y'all got y'all fans believing it, so you can keep having your fans do this weird ass shit.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you. He acting just how most Hispanic niggas act. I don't know what. I don't know what we don't. That's how most Hispanic niggas act.
No.
They ain't just got one
Mm,
girl wait with them on the side. They got 2 or 3. They got it right. Eddie only had China.
mm, we're
Eddie
not gonna
had
say
China. That was it.
that. We're not gonna say that.
Eddie Eddie had China. This man has Rhea swooning over him. Technically, Rhea abused that boy. So what Rhea did had a coming to her. No shade, Rhea, but you had that coming to you. Liv only used Dom to make Rhea jealous. So does she really like him? Is Roxanne really technically doing the same thing to Liv what Liv did to Rhea? Dom might just be the victim in this whole thing.
No, he's
Might
not.
be.
He's not the victim.
He might be.
How are you
I
the
think he.
victim if you no, you're not the victim, you're just fucking stupid to believe that shit, bruh. But you're not gonna you're so it's even every time that she have spoken about Dominic, it was never in a oh I like you so much. It's I want to take everything from Rhea. She used you as an object. and you were okay with that. Now, if that continues happening, that is your fault because it is red flag central, okay? Red flag over here, red flag over there, and you get a red flag, and you get a red flag, and you get a red flag. You're just deciding because they're attractive to just kind of close your eyes to it. And when you close your eyes, that's your fault, okay? No one else's fault but your own.
Right? That's the power of the pink toe.
What up? What up?
Hello.
That is the power of the pink toe and hose.
Do you think, before we move on to the next match, do you think at some point, and I'm not saying that they have to form a faction or anything because we don't need another spinoff for the Judgment Day, but at some point, do you see Rhea, Liv, and Roxanne coming together and realizing that why are we fighting over Dom?
No. Because again, Rhea's the one that started this whole thing.
I can maybe see Rhea and Roxanne, but I feel like Liv is just a lost cause.
Yeah, I think she's too much of a heel to even want to say, hey, I got used by Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I think about this too, Finn is the one that brought Roxanne around. So low key again, this man is in the crossfire. It be your own people, bro. It be your own people. Yo, Dom. Watch those Irishmen.
Dom's not Dom. Didn't Dom stop Finn Balor from winning the title?
He didn't do that on purpose.
They both kind of like messed each other up at some point. And that's the other thing.
He came up.
They need to pull the trigger on that at some point. Like, are y'all gonna break up? Like, what's gonna happen with Finn?
Bruh, pull the pin on Finn, bruh. I'm sick of this.
Pull the pin on Finn. Can we get that shit going?
Pull the pin on Finn. Pull the pin on Finn.
Yeah.
Hey, pull the pin on Finn.
That needs to be a chant. I got a live show type of chant. But you got some dastardly shit. That's word.
On to the next match, which I'm pretty sure we all have the same opinion on. Becky Lynch beats Lyra Valkyrie for the Intercontinental title.
That's stupid.
Good I didn't like it. Trash. Trash. Not the match, but just trash. I didn't care about this at all.
It could have been an email, basically. Dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of those matches where you have a meeting for, but that could have been on Zoom or sent in an email.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that match was. We could go to the next one.
Next one is the men's Money in the Bank match. Seth Rollins beat Andrade, El Grande Americano, LA Knight, Penta, and Solo Sikoa.
Okay. I was okay with this. I hated the ending. I hate factions. I hate groups that just constantly meddle in everything. It just takes away from the match. And in my opinion, right, it don't make no damn sense for you to be a strong and powerful face, right? But then when you turn heel, it's like you lose all your strength, you lose all your mental capacity to create a great plan, and you just need your family or your partners to fucking save you. Like, why do you become so weak as a heel? And I don't want to hear this is what they've been doing. I'm just over it. It's not interesting. It's really boring. Also, on top of that, y'all really we just ran through the bloodline story in like 3 to 4 months. Solo just got turned on. This shit is ass. That shit was a booty butt cheeks.
Evolution.
I don't think it was bad. It wasn't really a bad match for the ending. I just felt like pick one direction to go to. Either have the faction come down and attack, or have Jacob Fatu finally turn on Solo. The fact that they did both of those in the same match is like, it's too much. Seth didn't really need the faction. I felt like if I had to book that, I would have still had Jacob Fatu turn on Solo and then cost him the match. And then that's when Seth, being an opportunist, takes the advantage and goes and gets the briefcase. But just to have, everybody just come out and just take away from the match. It just seemed like they were doing too much. But I'm happy that Seth won, though. I feel like, the only person who I didn't want to win that match was El Grande Americano.
Same. I also did not want Seth to win it. I really want LA Knight because I feel like we need more. In my opinion, I don't feel like Seth needs the belt right now.
I don't think he's getting the belt.
So
Seth
you think
ain't
he's
getting
gonna
that belt.
So you're telling me that
over.
I feel like that'd be a waste because you could just give it to LA Knight. There's other people that are waiting for these opportunities. Y'all just keep playing in their faces. LA Knight needs to be in something because once again, he was so fucking hot. Everyone being, yeah. And now y'all just have him in the backseat just on a warming plate, bruh. Y'all wasting potential right now. Come on.
Here's my thing about Money in the Bank, and it's always been my issue with Money in the Bank and why I don't think LA Knight should have won it. Money in the Bank is a heel device. It's something. It's basically like the heel version of the Royal Rumble. The baby faces win the Royal Rumble. They go on to have the dream of winning at WrestleMania, and the heels are like, "Okay, I have a title shot, and I'm going to steal it for you and be dastardly about it." There's no way I feel like LA Knight could win that opportunity and then cash in. Now, I agree with you. I do think he needs to be pushed, which is why I personally think they don't have anybody for it right now. He should win the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber and fight at WrestleMania and get a bigger reaction. Seth isn't going to win that belt. It's either going to be CM Punk is going to screw him over and we'll get that same feud again, or, in my opinion, which I think would make the most sense, Roman Reigns is going to come back, spear the shit out of him, spear everybody in his faction, and then they're going to have their final match.
Please don't tell me this.
Especially if he catches in on Jay. He going to catch his ass.
And that's what I think he's going to do, too. He's going to protect his family one last time, and then that'll be his redemption, and then him and Seth have their final match.
Final? They never really had. Well, no, they did, but yeah.
I only say that because there's rumors of Roman leaving or Roman taking more time off of wrestling, so I don't think there's going to be many times that him and Seth are going to fight.
How much time off that nigga need? Shit. Yeah, more time off.
Ain't nothing he really got to accomplish. Like, I don't like the man, but he was champion for 4 years. He's won every single belt, main event in most WrestleManias. At this point, he's probably good.
I get that. I get that 100%. Listen, you earn what you earn. I'm not gonna take that away. For more time off. God damn. This point,
he's a part-timer.
I mean, no, and that's fine. That's okay. But if you're already part-time, you don't need any more time off.
Look, let him. If he's a part-timer, he's not in the storyline. Don't bring his ass in the storyline.
It's also that we don't know how his health is too. Because remember, he still was recovering from leukemia, so it might still be affecting him in some way.
Hey, listen. If I ain't mad at Shane McMahon for booking himself in a Rumble and giving himself a paycheck the way he did, I ain't gonna be mad at this man for collecting his money for showing up when he only gets time to and get.
Forget Shawn Michaels. That's the boyhood dream, man. I want to go to a pay-per-view, wrestle for like 5 minutes, book myself, get mad at the roster. I'm like, all right, well, I got like $1 million. See ya.
And that Chance Quad on top of it.
Oh, well, I got insurance.
That's the wild
At least
part.
I'll cover it with the money.
Yo, listen, you need to teach a course on that. I stand by that. Listen, you make your money the best way you can. I'm never going to knock nobody how they make their money. If you get to still keep your body straight after that, and you ain't got to have the aches and pains and still be able to enjoy your kids and see them grow up and do whatever, I ain't knocking it. Listen, you're a father first. You do your fatherly duties. I'll never judge nobody for that. Especially, as you said, Pat, if you don't have to, you did everything that you did already. I ain't knocking it.
Mm-hmm. All right, and the last match. What you said?
I was saying Seth. Seth winning doesn't surprise me. But yeah, I can see why they did that what they did. But to Ray's point, that does feel like a waste because you could have gave that to somebody else. Like even if you did have let's say Solo, when Solo kind of damn sure needs something more so than anybody. Like, if anybody who I was kind of hoping could win that match, it would be him, but we'll see how this goes.
And he's another one that I hope they pull the trigger on with, because I always liked Solo from the NXT days, but this version of Solo was funny as shit. Like, I don't want to make the comparison because they're family members, but it's almost like they're trying to push him to be like The Rock with like the comedy. Like his reactions with the fans, doing Penta's whole entire taunt, just the shaking the legs, like his mannerisms are starting to get more and more funny. And I think that's what's going to separate him from like the rest of the bloodline, where everybody is like, oh, I'm serious, or yeet. Like, he's a jokester. And I think down the line, it's going to help him in the long run, but we'll see.
But I think that's his authentic self, though, if I'm going to be honest, because that whole family's charismatic. So for him to be that guy where he's in NXT, where I'll sit there, like, I think he told Gunther, I'll make you my bitch or whatever, or he'll tell somebody. I think that's okay. But again, that whole family, the way that they are and how normally they're just chilling, vibing, and they just relaxing and having a good time, and him showing that comedy side, I think that's what separated him now than what it did earlier, because you do see a different element to him, and he's running with it. It's actually working for him. Like when he was beating on Matt Riddle, he was arguing with that girl. I'm not sure if y'all saw that video. It was a live show. And he says, "Why are you calling me a chicken? I'm beating his ass right now." Like, I was in tears when I saw it. I was like, okay, so Solo does have some personality. I gotta find that video, y'all, when he was in he was at a family reunion dancing, and it said when the tribal chiefs away, the whole bloodline plays. I gotta find that video. But they had they match green shirts and shit, and Solo was dancing at the beach or whatever. Mm-hmm. I gotta find it, send it to y'all. But no, shouts out to Solo, man. You might look like The Weeknd, but shout out to you.
Shouts to the quote unquote original tribal chief.
Bruh.
Okay.
All right. And the final match and the final segment, which will probably lead into our next topic, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Ugh, Kate saying his name.
Trash.
Let me be nice and not say what I really wanted to say.
I'll take it back. I'll give. Okay, Race, you can start. Go ahead.
I will say I have nothing to say about.
What up?
About the match, because he is a part of it. So, in my opinion, this is the one thing I will say. I feel like there are different people you could have put in that tag match. That's all I'm going to say. There's other people, babes. Yeah.
I agree.
Carmelo Hayes ain't doing nothing. He's young. He be jumping too, but you know what? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, typically in most tag matches, or even most matches in general, you may not like the match or the outcome, but it does make sense as to why the two opponents are together or why two people are teaming up. And then, of course, it makes sense for Jey Uso and Cody to team. They've been boys since, the bloodline disbanded. But I don't like the idea of John Cena and Logan Paul teaming up. Like, his whole idea of ruining wrestling, okay, yeah, I get that part. But I don't care. Logan Paul isn't storyline ruin wrestling. Logan Paul is actually wrestling. And it's not ruining wrestling in a way where it's like it's entertaining or I can't wait to see what happens next. I literally tune out any Logan Paul match that happens, regardless of who's in it. And I feel bad for his opponents or people who compete with them, because, this is probably your chance to get on the card or get a match. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'll wait to the end. Like, even as the main event was happening, I was picking up my son from work, and I happened to, sit in the parking lot waiting for him to come out, and I was, listening to the phone, and I heard, somebody's spirit Cena, and I'm thinking in my head Roman Reigns, but not like that doesn't make any sense. And then I saw it was R-Truth, and I was like, oh shit, he's back. But then, even more to the point, I would have never known that had Logan Paul been in the match and I was watching. I would much rather see, like you said, it could have been Carmelo Hayes would have been in that match. Even if they were going to lose anyway, he still gets the rub of wrestling with John Cena. You could have
Exactly.
had uh
My big toe. You could have had any fucking body else but that man. Sick of this shit.
you could have had Braun Breaker in the match. You could have had him and Seth could have made a temporary alliance. It could have been somebody, but anybody but Logan
Shinsuke
Paul.
Nakamura could have came back. I'm just saying. We could have had
No, it
anyone.
makes it weird. It makes it weird that now looking at it, this nigga Jay's in like 3 whole different storylines. Like he's over here fighting Gunther, battling Seth. Then now you're dealing with Logan Paul and John Cena. Like, yeah, yo, you gotta mind your business out there, Jay. I'm trying to just take it from me as a New Yorker. You've been in the city enough time. Mind your business. Stay out of it. The sad part is this man's matches like could have been somebody else, yes. But the crazy part is his matches are never. I haven't seen a bad match from him yet. I really haven't. But I don't know who else could have just been slotted in that spot. I really don't know. I would love to see somebody else. Maybe Braun would make no sense. He's with that. I don't know. Yeah, at this point, it would be a nice surprise if he bought like somebody like Obafemi or somebody like that. That would be nice. Somebody from NXT that kind of could use it. Like you had that whole competition. If you want to sit there, everyone. Oh, but you know what? Nope, I take it back. That makes perfect sense why he was in that match. I take it back. Because what better way to sit there and give you the F you and the finger to ruin wrestling than Logan Paul? Yes, it makes sense now. Because if you think about it, right? Would y'all say that he's the opposite of the embodiment of wrestling? Like when you think of wrestling, you would think like he's the opposite of wrestling. Like if you would think of a wrestler, Logan Paul wouldn't be the first person you would think of, right?
He wouldn't even be the last person to think of.
No, I mean just in general, he wouldn't just be.
Yeah,
like if you think of wrestling, Logan Paul wouldn't be anywhere on that radar. To your point, even the last person. But the fact that they did put him in there, and John's whole shtick of wanting to ruin wrestling, that's low-key diabolical. It definitely is. Now, I would like to see somebody else. I can't think of nobody at this point in time. But if that is indeed what the whole ploy was, touche.
Shit, you could have put Trick Williams in there.
I would have liked to see Trick in there. Shout out to Trick Williams.
Even if it's a one-time thing, you had the TNA champion, you had the WWE champion side by side. It'd have been a great way for Trick to get over.
Trick ain't no average Joe out here. Oh, I like that song. That's one of his best ones.
But let's talk about the real highlight of the night and what everybody on social media is talking about. R-Truth's return. Now, we all have our opinions on whether we think it's work, whether we think it's real. I don't think we should we can't get to it if y'all want to. All I'm going to say is, while we've all shared our opinions on what we think about it, I just want to know where they go for it from here. What do you guys think about his return? What do you guys think? What do you guys think the direction they're going to take? You know, is he going to fight John Cena and beat him for the belt? Is this going to be a wasted opportunity? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I am happy that he came back. I'm happy that the WWE universe, all came together and said that this is one of the craziest and dumbest moves that WWE and TKO could have ever done. He even said that, it was because of what everyone was saying that he came back. He was even the one who said, hey, I don't want to go by R-Truth. I want to go by Ron Killings. At this point, I want my baby to make his bread and to leave happily. So I don't know what they're going to do. Do I trust WWE to do right by him? No. Do I trust WWE to do right by any of their black wrestlers right now? No. All I want is him to get paid and him to leave happy and for him to continue making his bag afterwards. But WWE has not been pushing good storylines for a long time now. And we're kind of keep getting the same thing. So I don't know. Are they gonna finally say they're gonna we don't listen to fans, but actually listen to fans this time, and maybe have them win the belt? Maybe they'll bring in another 24/7 belt. I don't know, but I ain't holding my breath. I'm really good on WWE now. I don't know.
Good point. Good point. What about you, Clutch? What do you think?
I'm just glad he's going by Ron Killings again. And it's ironic. I think it's weird how life works because I'm not sure if y'all seen it on YouTube. If you follow TNA's channel, they have his whole history of like in TNA. And I was watching it, and it's crazy how everything has just been trickling down with him. In terms of my personal opinion, I don't know. Again, this is just me, but I haven't really been keeping up with what's been going on with it. When I first heard about it, I didn't think he got released. Only because of the simple fact of where he just was. But at the end of the day, if he is back, and we're going based on possible scenarios, do I believe he takes that title from John? No. Would I like to see him do that? Absolutely. But that's just in a logical scenario of knowing what's going on with who's the champion, who's not. But if Truth is coming back, and we're gonna see like Ron Killings, I'm all for it. Because the next pay-per-view is what, Saudi? So I'm guessing that's where never mind. If they face a Punk.
Yeah, Saudi's probably gonna be where
SummerSlam?
CM Punk fights. So I would say SummerSlam. Yeah.
So you know what? I'm all for it because again, I don't expect him to win it, but just the sheer fact that, again, people were strong enough to literally say, hey, yo, we want this man back. Is that Bailey? With
yeah,
the
I don't want to interrupt you, but yeah, she's back.
Shit. Well,
Bailey looking good.
Bailey and Becky, I'm calling it right now. Bailey, we're gonna get Bailey versus Becky.
To fight or to team?
For the belt.
For the belt.
Bailey needs something.
This actually makes sense
Becky
considering
didn't
what she
deserve
said
the
not too
belt.
long ago.
Becky don't need no damn belt. She ain't doing nothing for the belt. She just popped back in. It's like, hi, I'm here. No, give it to Bailey. Bailey needs something.
Yeah, Bailey's been getting disrespected like crazy.
Oh, she got the purple hair back and everything. Oh, shit.
As long as she got that damn ponytail, I'm good, bro.
Damn.
Y'all remember that side ponytail?
Welcome back.
I wasn't looking at a ponytail.
How can I forget it?
Bruh, if you wanted to say a dramatic turn from face to heel, just go Bailey, bro.
Uh-oh. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Hold on, I gotta put this up real quick.
Put what up? What the hell?
Ron Killings. You know what? This has been the end of Let Me Talk podcast. We're about to go watch this R-Truth segment. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll tune in next time. We love y'all. We out.
Bruh.
Yeet.
What the hell?